Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham United 0. I've always maintained that when the away fans start to turn on the manager, then that's when you know things are not good. And when the fans started to sing "Sacked in the Morning" to David Moyes, that's the West Ham fans started to sing it, you've got to say to yourself that you start taking notice. We were poor today. Nottingham Forest were up for it. They were much better than us. We looked really tired. Yeah, I agree. Someone, a Nottingham Forest fan, just said we looked tired, we looked awful. And,
I think we were absolutely terrible, and I honestly think that Moyes needs to go.
There you go, that's the feeling.
That is from the shirt.
Yeah, that's from the shirt. You know, Nottingham Forest were much more up for it. They had the better chances. And ironically, when we actually went a man down, we looked like we started to play football. It's a bit too late then, wasn't it, really?
Does Moyes not realise there are two sides of a pitch?
We had a shot, we had a shot, we had a shot, we had a shot, we had a shot.
We need to be allowed to go into the opponent's half. You know, Moyes doesn't have to tell us that we're not allowed to go over the halfway line.
I'm sure you can hear all that.
The man is outrageous.
There you go. That's the feeling. That's the feeling at the moment. The feeling is that Moyes is not giving us the opportunity to go and attack. And the irony is that when we went, just before we went a man down, Moyes was planning to make 3 changes, and I'm pretty much certain that Calvin Phillips was going to be one of those changes. But
He was, yes.
Moyes procrastinated as he usually does. Maxwell Cornet was stripped down, ready to come on around about the 60th minute. But as usual, Moyes just didn't do it. Calvin Phillips goes in for a challenge, second yellow card. Whether it was a yellow card or not, doesn't really matter, does it? It's down to the ref to make the decision whether it's the yellow card. And 2-0 and going a player down meant that we were up against it. 1-0 down, a player down.
And now Calvin Phillips will get the blame when it's not his fault. He's playing in an alien system, in a different team, and he needs to be given time. He's a fantastic player, and he needs to be given time, not to be thrown to the wolves by Moyes. It's outrageous.
That's the feeling, and I can't disagree with that. You know what I'm like. What I'm like normally is I try and give the benefit of the doubt, but Nottingham Forest deserved to win. There's no two ways about it. They had the better of the play, they had the better chances. I think we had 3 shots on target all game, none of which really sort of troubled Forest's keeper. But we only started to play football when we actually went a player down. But why did David Moyes yet again wait for the changes? Cornet was stripped and ready to go on 60 odd minutes, and then he sent him back out to warm up again. And that's when Calvin Phillips got the second yellow card and went off.
But he should have been playing in the first place to give us a balanced side.
Yep, spot on. I agree with that. And you know what I've been saying? I've been saying play a balanced team and we might have a better chance of being in a game. And unfortunately, David Moyes didn't do it again. The lineup, yet again, he put Mohamed Kudus out on the left. And that's probably the second time in his whole career that Mohamed Kudus has played on the left side of attack.
And when you lose the away support in the way that the away support was singing, you're getting sacked in the morning, you know the writing's on the wall, because the away support don't turn on their manager. They just don't, but they have today.
Yep.
Now, Moyes really does have to go.
Yep. What can I say? This is the feeling of the fans at the moment, and Wiggy's absolutely correct. The minute the away fans turn on the manager, you know that things are going to be difficult. Look, it's another defeat. It's the 8th defeat in a row. We haven't scored a goal again in another game. 3 chances on goal, which were all pretty lame. And what do you expect to get from that? Absolutely zero. Team lineup, like I was saying a moment ago, Kudus playing out on the left is probably the second time in his career that he's ever played on the left, and it's been twice. He played on the left against Arsenal, and he played on the left against Nottingham Forest. And you could see the minute when Moyes switched it over, when Moyes put Kudus back out on the right, put Antonio on the left, and Bowen in the middle, all of a sudden Kudus came alive, but too little too late, unfortunately. Take nothing away from Forest, they were they were decent. You know, they created more chances, they were more at it, they were more lively, and it had to take for West Ham United to go a player down before we got into the game.
They actually had pace in their team.
Yep, yeah. Maxwell, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's another defeat. And as Wiggy said, the minute the away fans start turning against the manager, that's when you know that things are really badly wrong. Moyes got it wrong again. He got it wrong with the lineup. He got it wrong with his substitutions. He got it wrong with delaying the substitutions, taking so long to get actually. If Moyes had done the changes when he should have done, we'd have still had 11 players on the pitch. But the irony is that we look better when we were down to 10 than we did when we had 11. But
Moyes got it wrong by turning up himself today.
Wiggy, look, I'm on a hiding to nothing here because I can't defend it, and I don't think I need to. I shouldn't. You know, again, you take nothing away from the home team. They deserved the win, but we didn't turn up yet again. Ironically, Agurd looked the better left-sided attacking player when he was put on the left than any of the other players that we've had so far.
Tell me what Forest did that was out the ordinary, that was different to anything that any football team would do. And there's nothing. Forest didn't do anything differently. They just played a game of football, and we didn't. And that's the thing, and you should be embarrassed by that. And we are embarrassed by it.
So where do we go from here? I don't know the league. I don't know what the league table looks like at the moment, but we were 8th when we started off. But as people have been predicting, we're going to start slipping further and further down the league. The board, from what I understand, are not going to make a decision on David Moyes until the end of the season. But where we might end up at the end of this season is anyone's guess, because it certainly isn't going to be in any European place. And if we're reliant on trying to win our European games in order to stay in Europe, then we're absolutely screwed. You know, because the performances that we're putting in at the moment are pretty dreadful. And I don't know what it is that we're going to do to put this right. We've got another difficult game coming up at home against Brentford on Monday week. That ain't going to be easy, you know, and we'll go on from there. It's beyond me what I think. You know, there's a guy that walked past me, a Nottingham Forest fan, that said we look tired. You know, and I don't know why we look tired, but we're not making it easy for ourselves. But he was right. We do look tired. We've got no energy in us. We've got no strength in attack. Our final third is there's nothing there. Every time Forest got the ball and they got into our final third, they looked dangerous. And thanks to Alphonse Areola again, he kept the scoreline down. But how much longer are we going to be relying on our goalkeeper to keep the scoreline civil? 2-0 against Forest, away. I don't know what to say. You know, we should be coming to pitches like this, stadiums like this, and getting something out of it. No disrespect to Forest, but that's what we should be doing. And the fact that we're not getting any results at the moment speaks volumes. Where David Moyes goes from here, I don't know. Will the board make a decision on him? I'm not so sure. I don't know, because I keep being told that the board won't knee-jerk. And I did suggest a few weeks ago that I think the crunch point when it comes to David Moyes will come around the time when we play in Europe, and that ain't far away now. If we go out of Europe, I think there'll be nothing left to play for. It'll be salvage time, and the board will go, thank you, Mr. Moyes, off you go. And then they'll bring a manager in to try and at least salvage a European place for us, but God knows where we're going to be in the league by that time. I'm trying to look at the players on the pitch today that I could sort of give credit to. Jared Bowen threw his arms up in the air. He was frustrated, as we as away fans were. Agurd looked good on the left. He at least put some effort in. But I can't honestly. Mikel Antonio's return. Mikel Antonio's Mikel Antonio. I'm not going to blame him for us losing. But yet again, a natural striker. He had a chance or two, especially in the first half. He had a chance to actually get the ball and slam it in, but procrastinated. And a natural striker. You look at Womney, the way he took his goal. He had one chance, turned the defender, and smashed it in. And that's what you expect from your striker. Your striker can do fuck all for the whole game, but the minute they get their chance, all you want them to do is try and actually get the ball on target, and that's what he did. And that made it. I mean, to lose a goal right at the end of the first half was tragic. To lose a goal right at the end of the second half was equally as tragic. If I'd have walked away with a 1-0 defeat, would I have been any happier? Not really, because Moyes messed it up yet again. He took too long to make the changes, and the fact that he took too long meant Calvin Phillips went in with a wild challenge. Referee was never going to turn around and go, forget that. He actually booked him for second bookable offence, and we're down to 10 men. Where do we go from here? I don't know, West Ham. Still don't think Moyes is going to be sacked. I think the board are going to wait until what happens in Europe, and then we go from there.